This is Lorraine Watry, and this is part 6 of a watercolor demo of water lilies. In the last video, we had finished up by taking off some of the masking, and I was cleaning up some of the edges. And now I'm going back into the water on the left-hand corner and adding some more of those pattern shapes and pieces, taking off some of the masking right there. And then some of those foreground stripes had some peachy color in them, and so that's the color that's going on right now. Still working across the painting and on those strips of peachy color. Actually, I think that was a creamy color that I was working on right there. And it was something that was just reflecting in the water, causing that color, and I just really liked it, and I liked how it brought some of that same peachy, creamy color that was in the background into the foreground. So you can see I have most of the background water on now, and I'm starting to finish up those sections so that then I can get to the fun part of painting the water lilies and their lily pads. Every now and then I'll switch to a smaller brush to do the smaller sections. There's a little bit of a brighter peach color in that area. And some of those peach colors were really nice contrast to the blue-green of the water. I'm using a brush that's about a number 6 or a number 8 for some of this painting right in this section. And I think I'm starting to get to the point where some of the foreground or some of the background water is pretty much complete, and I can start working on the water lilies. So I still have more to do in that background water, but I'm to the point now where I'd like to start getting in the water lilies and see how they compare in value and color to the rest of the painting. So I've started working on one of my foreground water lilies, and they were purple, so I am working with a purple color there. I think that is cobalt and permanent rose mix. And I'm working each individual petal, changing colors as I go. There was a little more pink in parts of it, different changes in value. Some parts of the petal were darker, some lighter. And because of how the light was cast on the flowers, parts of them are very lit, very light looking. So you can see I'm taking my time and working around the flower, not touching parts of the flower that are still wet as I work on a new section. I don't use a blow dryer a whole lot when I'm painting by myself. When I'm teaching a class, I will, just so that I can speed things along. When I'm painting for myself, then oftentimes I will just kind of move around the painting until that section I've just painted is dry, lifting a little bit of color in that one petal there. So this is a lot of take your time, detail work, little touches of color, little changes in light or value will make the object look more realistic. A little more kind of pinky purple in that one petal there. So I think I'm adding a little bit more of that color in other places now. I decided that I liked what that was doing and wanted some more of that in the rest of the flower. Sorry about that light there just a few seconds ago. I think I had my shade up in the art room and needed to put that down so that it could see better. Lifting a little bit of color on some of those petals so that they look like they're lit. And in the center of these water lilies, they had a really nice, bright kind of fuchsia center to them, and so I'm starting to put some of that in. Still working on the flower itself, darkening values, finding things that need to be adjusted. That's one of the water lily pads that's behind that flower, and starting to get in some of those colors. So I'm looking on those pads for different colors and value changes as well. So I have some greens, some yellows. I think some of the pads had a little bit of orange or a bluer green. I've got a couple brushes in my hand there. Not painting with both of them at the same time, but they're both ready to go if I need them. I don't normally paint with two brushes in my hand. I don't know why I did that, but there you go. So now I'm back to the water lilies and putting in basically the same colors as that other flower had. Still working each petal. After doing that wide sections of water and doing those same colors over and over, it's nice to have the change, and it feels fresh to start with a different subject, even in the same painting, and different colors. So it's kind of nice, even though I'm not completely done with the background water, to just take a break from doing that and focus on something else for a little while. Helps when I go back to work on the water, it'll feel fresher to me. So I'm using some of those same cobalt and probably permanent rose, and then I think I have some quinacridone magenta in there for some of those brighter pinks and purples. I'm trying not to outline the petals. Some of those petals have a definite darker area that looks like a line on them because of the way the petal turns. So I do put that in, but I try not to do that a whole lot. I want to make sure that it doesn't look like I'm just drawing around each petal. I want to use my values to describe the shapes of the petals. So you can see we're getting to the fun part. We're starting to put in the water lilies and the water lily pads, and I will continue this video in part 7 of water lily painting in watercolor. Thank you for following along, and here's the overall painting so far. And if you like my videos, please like them, and I appreciate your comment and feedback.